Good evening, SFL Nation. Week 13 continues here live in Dracarys Coliseum as the DC Dragons host the Baltimore Vultures. Two of the hottest teams in the league in the second half of the season go head-to-head in a matchup that has many implications for both their standings in the playoff race. My name is Mark Lopez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight, and joining me to witness this very critical game for these teams, and I dare say for most other teams in the season, it's Jacob Clear. How are you, Jacob?
Mark, good to be back with you. This is a really enticing matchup to start our Super Saturday here on SFL YouTube, and we've got two teams that really have got a lot of history behind them. Baltimore dominates the matchup, but DC are having a quiet championship campaign here, 8-2 for them, and then looking furthermore at Baltimore tonight, a loss could confirm them for 5 losses for the first time in franchise history. And Mark, we're talking off air about we want a single score game. Well, the last 3 matchups between these two teams have been decided with a single score, so history hopefully repeats itself tonight.
We'll see if history happens tonight. We'll see if teams will make new history after this game. DC will kick the ball off. Baltimore will receive it. Who's going to stay atop the division rankings just below Canton? We'll find out after this kickoff, which is good. We'll go and kneel down in the end zone. That's where Baltimore is going to start at their 20-yard line. We'll get to see Baltimore's offense starring Jack Wigmore, their quarterback. Halfbacks Warren Murray, Hubba Kimbrell, and fullback T-Roy Gaines on the run. The receivers are Ivor Irvin, David Anderson, the daily holder, Mac Chima. Tight ends are Caesar Ackerman and Jackson Roberts. We'll read out the rest of the offense after this first play of the evening for Baltimore, as Wigmore will do a deep step back to find his receiver down the field, unable to complete to Ivory Irvin there.
It's half deflection made there by the DC secondary, and Wigmore had to throw that off his back foot. A bit of pressure that got forward from the DC line. Good start for the defense.
The server defense, they line up in nickel. Wigmore, with his spread offense here, will go for another deep step back. Throws down the middle again. This time we'll find Mac Chima for a huge gain. That's over 20 yards and flips the field in a single play.
And Mark, this is an offense very dissimilar to one we saw last night in Tulsa, in that there's really only one receiver that's going to dominate the targets, and it's Ivory Irvin. Early 2 targets, that time finds him over the deep pass. Nice post wrap from Ivory Irvin, and Wigmore's found him.
Dominating the leaderboards as well, and with total receptions with 66. That's 3rd best in the season in the league. Here's a handoff. It's a good gain. It's a good run for 9 yards. Looks like that was to Hubba Kimbrell, who has a solid season so far, but a good solid 9 yards on the ground.
It's a nice play call, that one, Mark. Just straight up the middle of a single back look. Went straight at John DeSantis and got a good chunk of yardage.
Wigmore and company now in the 37-yard line of DC. It's another handoff, trying to get the first down in 3rd and 1. Did they get it? They'll say no.
Yeah, tip your hat to Kano Fortson there on the stop. Just continued to hold up Warren Murray enough to the point that it got no gain out of it.
3rd and 1. Now in offset eye Joker's formation. Might be a handoff here. It'll be a pitch. It'll be to the outside, and they can't get it. And 3rd and 1, and back-to-back plays. DC hold on against Baltimore's ground game.
It looked like they had a backup in there, Mark, on that occasion. Just the 2 main backs in Kimbrell and Murray had 2 carries previously and were checked out, and perhaps that cost them.
It looked like that was the backup fullback, Tony Richardson, who got the pitch there, as you mentioned. Good call out there. They will be forced to punt here. DC with a solid over 5-yard return here. They're going to find themselves starting at their 20-yard line, and that is where you get to see their offense for the first time tonight. On quarterback, they have Shabazz Synergy. Their halfbacks are Kevin Say and Sam Harrison. Fullback is Chuck Steller. Receivers are Nick Twice, Lyric Da Vinci, Mason Kirby, and Josh Gill. And their tight ends are Lauren Percoco, James Walters. And we're going to see 1st and 10. They're going to start off in their Joker set, looks like here. Down the middle, handoff. It's a good for 3 yards.
Yeah, we saw the Ivory Irvin offense from Baltimore. This is really the Lauren Percoco offense. 2 offenses that really stick to their guns with a main weapon. And Synergy will be looking for her early.
Another heavy set in 2nd and 7 that they're going to throw out of this formation. Down the middle is incomplete, as looks like that was intended for Lauren Percoco, as you mentioned. So 2 for 2, or at least, sorry, the first throw to Percoco is incomplete.
Yeah, there you go. Almost as if I preempted that one, but that's where it's going to go. Shabazz loves playing between the numbers. So he draws up here with 5 receivers.
After 2 heavy sets, goes empty set now. 5 wideouts. He's going to overload the right side with 4 wide receivers. Baltimore stay put on their defense. 8 seconds in the play clock. Here's Shabazz throwing down the middle. That is tipped and incomplete and intercepted. Oh, that tipped ball was caught in midair by the defense. Who was it? It's number 56. Getting a name on that. That was Alvin Mack, outside linebacker. And then we get an injury. Nick Twice falls to an injury late in that play. So unfortunate turn of events by DC.
Yeah, that was pretty good awareness from Alvin Mack there to keep that play alive. He was involved early and then sort of lost the ball for a sheer moment and then retracked it, got the pick at his ankles. That's a really good pick.
Beautiful pick there. Good awareness to pick the ball off in midair. So now Irvin out here back on the offense. First completion of this drive is good. They're now inside the red zone. Suddenly they're knocking on the doors of the end zone.
Yeah, there's the first target for Chima. Straight down the middle, didn't waste any time getting that one out, and finds his second target there, Jack Wigmore.
So good stuff by Wigmore's offense. We'll line up in split pro here. So 2 backs split behind him. It'll be a handoff, but the defense reads that well. That was T. Roy Gaines. Sorry, not T. Roy Gaines. Number 32 with a carry over there. Looks like it was the backup halfback. So 2 backup plays for Baltimore in this are in back-to-back drives. So they lined up an ace trips formation. They motion one of the receivers to the right side, but that is going to be a huge sack against Jack Wigmore, and DC will force a 3rd and 16.
Yeah, huge play from DC's defense. Had to respond after the pick from Alvin Mack, and they've done so. 2 straight tackles for loss. This time, Kano Fortson gets in the backfield again. He's had a really strong start, Mark.
Strong start indeed. The rest of the Baltimore offense are the line. They got 3 tackles. Sir Chores, Ray Arnold, and Olivia Bleeker. Guards are Alden Bleeker and Jay Arnold, and their center is Don Johnson. And they're going to have 4 wideouts, single back here. Shifting, I believe that was David Anderson from left to right. Wigmore looking to pass. Pressure coming, but he gets the ball out. Throw to the end zone is no good. Ivory Irvin covered there, and that ball was incomplete.
Yeah, got the tip away, and again, it's targeted towards Ivory Irvin in the end zone. It's a very familiar sight. Just couldn't quite find the target. Incomplete.
Everyone was just running a go route there, and I guess DC's coverage was good enough, at least in the end zone side of things, that will force the first scoring opportunity here with the 36-yard field goal attempt. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. This ball will be snapped. The snap is good. The hold is good, and the kick is also good. So Baltimore put points first on the board. They're up 3-0 with their first drive stalling. They force the interception, give the ball back to Wigmore, and punch it in with a field goal.
Yeah, good result. You got to get some points on the board, but I think they'll be disappointed, Mark, that they didn't get a major score out of that turnover. It was really good field position, started inside DC's 30, just couldn't quite punch it in. Good hold from DC's defense.
Absolutely good hold indeed. This is against Baltimore's offense, scoring 26.7 points per game in the season. That's good for 4th in the league. So holding them to only 3 in their first drive. Well, technically it's their second drive, but holding 3 after a turnover is pivotal. Now DC will look to answer back here with the ball back to Shabazz and company. We'll see what they have in store. Hopefully not turning the ball over. First play of this drive, line up in single back. Triple formation, it looks like. The handoff here will go to the left. Kevin Say will pick up 4 yards for DC.
Yeah, basically the same as his first run, that little outside handoff. Nothing too spectacular, really.
It's the same play, different formation, trying to see if they can force different looks out of this Baltimore defense. They're going to line up with 3 wide receivers to the right here. Single back, but it's a handoff. Baltimore ready with that. Jacob, I think that defense was also lined up heavy, expecting a run there.
Yeah, they knew exactly what was being thrown there on that occasion and got where and made sure it didn't go any further. Alvin Mack has had a strong start to this game as well.
Empty set again in 3rd down for DC. They threw an interception out of this formation the last time. Pressure coming, but that throw this time is complete. Look at who it is. It's Lauren Percoco with a huge completion downfield, and she moves the chain forward by many, many more yards.
Yeah, there she is. It was only a matter of time before they found her downfield. Tough coverage there from Baltimore, but not enough to force her away from the ball. That's a really good play from Lauren Percoco.
That huge play from them will find them at their 45-yard line. Shabazz electing to go for 5 wide out formation once again. He's going to throw as pressure was coming in front of him. That's good for a 5-yard completion. Just down the middle of the field. That was Josh Gill with his 15th reception of the season.
Yeah, he's been quiet this season, Josh Gill. Normally a much more productive receiver, but there's just so many mouths to feed on this DC offense.
Lauren Percoco, the receiver of most of those feeding. Meanwhile, here's a handoff in 2nd down. They'll say it's short for a 1st down. Kevin Say will pick up just enough yards to be inches away from that coveted 1st down marker.
Yeah, Alvin Mack there to save the day again, but the blocking there from DC's front end was supreme. Just did exactly what was necessary.
Baltimore 8th or 6th in the league in rushing yards allowed per game here. They're going to allow the quarterback sneak. Good play by DC in 3rd and inches.
Yeah, we love that play call, don't we? Little quarterback sneak on 3rd and inches. It's almost always going to work. And Shabazz, again, a big body, able to make that play happen.
Here's the offset eye formation from Shabazz and a company. They're going to motion Lauren from the left to the right, it seems, so and overload the right side, perhaps. But instead, it's going to be a handoff. Run looks like an ISO run to the left side. That is once again to Kevin Say. So a bunch of carries by Kevin Say tonight already.
Yeah, he's been very, very heavily used, but that's the nature of trying to play at home against this Baltimore team. Got to try and conserve possession as best you can, and they're doing an excellent job.
It's 2nd and 4. So that 1st down was a 6-yard carry. Another handoff. Baltimore able to corral that for only a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, that time Sam Harrison gets involved in the back. If it couldn't quite get the break that he was looking for, but still a good carry. It means they've got another 3rd and very short. Could be the same play call here, Mark.
You're expecting another quarterback sneak. We'll see if that will be the case. No, they're going to throw. Indeed, no, it is a quarterback
draw.
Design run. Yeah, quarterback draw, but it goes nowhere as the pressure from the outside was there early, and Shabazz had nowhere to go. They're going to force Looks like a field goal here. 47-yard attempt by Potty. His long for the season is 49, so this is definitely within his range. Kick is up, and kick is good. They'll tie it up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, I could easily tell there that that was going to be the play call of some sort. I was in the right vicinity, but didn't expect the quarterback draw. You don't see that very often in this league, but Shabazz couldn't quite execute. Still, though, it pays to have arguably the best kicker in the game in 40-40.
I'll say it's uncommon out of that formation, that's for sure, as that forces the quarterback to, it's a little bit slower as the quarterback design run. Had to step back for a bit before running forward versus the quarterback sneak, which is direct snap, run forward, quick and easy punch in. But instead, DC here is going to kick off the ball. Baltimore will receive inside their end zone, and that'll be starting once again in the 20-yard line. We'll get a chance to introduce the DC's defense here in a moment. We'll see what Baltimore has in store as they try to hopefully score in back-to-back drives. Wigmore now in ace formation. He's going to roll out to the right here. Pressure coming. That throw's good. Once again, a beautiful catch and throw to Avery Irvin. So that's target number 4 and catch number 2 to Irvin.
Yeah, another great look downfield, Mark. Second time that it's gone his direction, and he's been able to reel it in. 2 for 4 so far tonight, Avery Irvin, but that gets the Baltimore drive on the move.
2 for 4. He was covered by 2 defenders, but he was just underneath enough them to be able to be open for that catch, and he makes a completion. Single back, 2 receivers on the left here. It'll be a handoff. That's going to go nowhere as the defense will be able to stop Warren Murray at the line. The defense will introduce you to them. Jose Fuentes, Nick Fargo, John Gary are the defensive ends. The tackles are defensive tackles Mike Wagner, Cano Fortston, and Jason Bourne. Linebackers are Declan O'Rourke, Ben Bauman, Jason Strongbow, and Saeed Gore. Here's a throw by Wigmore down the middle. That's good. And under duress, he makes a completion as tight end Caesar Ackerman gets his first target and catch of the evening.
That's a tough grab. He had a lot of coverage there from one of those DC defenders. Looked like Josh Vasquez there who got the hit on him. In fact, it was DeSantis just hit him right at the hip and was able to reel that in. That's a really impressive catch.
DeSantis, one of the defensive backs of DC, as well as Peanut Say, Jadubidu, and Daryl Bullock, and quarterback, and Tyler Highfield, Josh Vasquez, and Kevin Say in the safety positions. Here's a late handoff here. That's going to go for about 3 yards. So the ground game is, for the most part, contained here, Jacob, against Baltimore. We'll see what they have in store in 2nd and 7.
Yeah, they've settled it, but they're using Hubbard Kimbrell more than they usually would, which is interesting.
Twins for Baltimore here, but they're going to motion one receiver from left to right. That was Max Shima on the motion. So now Wigmore will look to throw. Wigmore throws downfield. What a catch! Huge reception there. And Caesar Ackerman with huge back-to-back plays and back-to-back, first down completions.
Yeah, back-to-back great catches for Caesar Ackerman. That time, again, one-on-one coverage was excellent, but just better offense in that occasion. And now they're well and truly on the move as the quarter ends.
And after a full quarter of regulation, the score is tied 3-3. Both teams division rivals, both near the top of the standings, and are putting on the show tonight. Dags Droneworks here. Aerial coverage provided by Dags Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Beautiful site there of DC. We are back here live where DC's hosting the Baltimore Vultures, both division rivals, both looking to be at least number 2 just after Canton, who's dominating the league in all facets of the game. Meanwhile, Baltimore themselves, with their 6-4 record, looking to extend it to a 4-win streak here. Wigmore able to evade some pressure. Pressure's going to finally come to him, but it forces a 1-yard carry out of all of that.
Yeah, kept skating to the outside to try and beat the pressure, but good pace shown on the outside from Mike Wagner, the interior tackle, who just pursued him and got to him before he could make the major yardage out of it.
Going to line up an ace formation here. Looks like that is, I believe that's Warren Murray on the backfield, but he's going to throw a little across his body. That's going to go nowhere, incomplete.
Yeah, too big for Chima. Tried to force it into the end zone there. That was the big shot. They'll have to take another one here on 3rd and long.
3rd and long, trying to find their first touchdown of the evening. Or will DC be able to force a second field goal in the red zone against Baltimore? Wigmore, step back, looking to pass. Will get sacked in the backfield. That is a huge loss of about 7 yards. About 5, I guess. And Strongbow with an incredible sack.
Another tackle for loss of Jason Strongbow, the veteran outside linebacker they, dragged over from Sioux Falls in the offseason, and he's had a really strong possession there on that drive, made a couple of tackles for loss, and now forces another field goal attempt from kicker in Shark Tarkington.
Shark Tarkington will get to kick the ball a second time tonight, and he is 2 for 2, and that will push their lead back to 3 points. They find themselves 6-3 after a solid drive was eventually stopped by DC once again in the red zone. So after 2 solid drives by Baltimore, DC able to hang on. It's still a 1-score game. I guess our wishes have been answered early on in this game, Jacob. A 1-score game indeed. Here's a huge return. A spin move, broken tackle. All of that to start the 31-yard solid return there by DC. And what a beautiful show of, special teams effort.
Amazing Kirby on return duty. His big body again. Just got through the first line of contact there from Giovanni Bolt and just kept pushing forward. Great return. Good start.
Mason Kirby has been not necessarily the primary ball returner for DC, but a good showing there on that one return. They're going to line up in their split twins offense here. Looks like it's only single coverage, deep coverage from Baltimore. Everyone else playing shallower middle of the field. No, they're going to rush everyone out of this run play, and that's going to be good enough to stop the carry for a 0-yard gain handoff to Sam Harrison.
Yeah, Frank Smith, his main task is just to make sure he plugs the middle of that run, and does exactly that on that occasion. Great read.
Great read indeed, because a 0-yard carry is pretty good defensively. So now DC in their pro set will force Shabazz to roll out. Shabazz throws into coverage, and that is complete. Once again, Shabazz with huge throws to flip the field, this time to Da Vinci. Lyric Da Vinci picking up a catch for him.
Yeah, Lyric Da Vinci, former tight end, picks up about 25 yards on that pickup. Really nice throw out of the hand from Shabazz Synergy. Finds him over the back. And DC again on the move.
On the move. And Shabazz really finding these long throws downfield. That is his second 20-plus yard completion of the night. Here we go in another first down on the side of Baltimore now. It's going to be a handoff. Somebody trying to run down the... Oh, destroy the defender before being tackled finally. That is about a 4-yard gain, they'll say. Chuck Stellar with the carry.
Chuck Stella, another big body that they could throw at the backfield. Didn't quite get the space he wanted, but still created some with his physicality.
Stellar, the starting fullback, has 102 carries for the season before this game. But this will be a pitch to the left to Kevin Say. No, that's not to Kevin Say. Number 38. Is that one of the backup players?
It is a backup, and he's feeling that one. Baltimore defender there came up and absolutely whacked him.
3rd and 1 here. They've run 2 different quarterback runs out of this formation, Jacob. It is a sneak this time, and it's good. I mean, the sneak out of that heavy set is so successful because of how quick it is moving downfield. Your quarterback's right there, and you just run forward.
Yeah, time to maybe scrap the quarterback draw, because at the moment that seems like your 3rd and short offense almost on lock.
Jokers will be a handoff. It's going to be good. Some broken tackles on the line will mean that it's a 6-yard carry. And Hubba Kimbrell, sorry, that's not Hubba Kimbrell, that's Kevin Say. Hubba Kimbrell's in the opposite team. But Kevin Say will say 6 yards for me. I'll take that.
He's been efficient tonight, Kevin Say. It's been a slightly underwhelming season for him, but the passing offense has really taken the show for DC, but he's having a good night.
Pitch to the left once again, and this is going to be good this time. For DC, broken tackle, he's still up. Oh my goodness, Chuck Stellar, what a stellar run. The fullback averaging 4.5 yards, 5th best in the league, picks up a huge carry.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very often you see Giovanni Bolt get absolutely face planted into the ground by a running back, but he's done exactly that there and almost got 6 points out of it. It's going to be very hard to stop from here.
I usually have a stiff arm as one of my boxes in my bingo sheet. Fortunately, I wasn't able to prepare one for today. But hey, if you had one prepared, that's going to be one box ticked off for you. A solid stiff arm, huge run, and here's a throw down the middle. That's no good. Percoco was in the vicinity, but I don't think she was looking at the ball's direction.
Very rare they get something like that wrong. Mark DC just, again, short little throw into the end zone, little tip. On the way, perhaps because it was a little floater from Shaz Synergy, but just couldn't find her.
She has 4 touchdowns in the season. Lyric Da Vinci with one more at 5. But they're lining up in this set where they've almost always run exclusively. No, it's going to be a throw down the middle. That's good. Finally, we'll find the end zone. It's Lauren Percoco with touchdown number 5 of the season.
It was basically the same play, Mark, but this time Shabazz Synergy executes it perfectly, splits the defenders in the Baltimore end zone and finds his main target in Lauren Percoco. And just like that, DC gets their first major score on the board.
And I think she ran the short post, and then another receiver runs the in route from the other side. That crossing route opens her up. It's good for the touchdown, and that's good to push them to 10 points and take the lead for the first time. 10-6 now. Incredible stuff from DC. If you're liking what you're seeing tonight, well, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. That's right. If you're liking the show, hit the like button. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Got Saeed Gore in chat, Siege Falco, James Walters, Tyler Highfield, Michael Percoco, everyone in chat. Thank you for joining us tonight. We got a very good game brewing so far. DC home team is now up 10-6.
Yeah, it's a great game, Mark. Really living up to the expectations that we had during the week. This is a matchup with huge implications on the playoffs, and so far, so good.
We'll find time to talk about the implications of the playoffs as well as the current playoff standings sometime later in this game. It has been a very interesting playoff race in the league and around the league. But first, we'll see this handoff here. Ooh, nice spin move there early. Warren Murray unable to find more than 5, but good solid effort in that initial burst.
Yeah, Warren Murray trying to find room, did about 1,000 spin moves to try and get free of that tackle. Couldn't quite get through, but it's impressive skills.
Yeah, Thought he had a lazy Susan underneath his feet there. Here's a pitch, and that's going to go nowhere. DC really keyed in on that pitch, that play. It's a loss for yards on that one.
Yeah, it's another carry to a backup. I'm not quite sure what the goal is here for Baltimore, but they've been using the depths of their backfield a little bit tonight, and so far it hasn't quite worked out for them.
It's another force to throw in 3rd and long here. At least protection is there for Wigmore. Wigmore will throw downfield, but unfortunately coverage was overwhelming with 3 black uniforms against the 1 there.
Yeah, Darryl Bullock and company down there just to put plenty of protection around Ivory Irvin. Couldn't find him downfield. Baltimore perhaps a little bit too aggressive there on 3rd down. They're going to have to punt this one away.
Their very first, well, actually, it's their 2nd punt of the day here. And this punt will be fielded at the 35-yard line, returned all the way to the 45. So about a 10-yard punt return. And that, I believe, is it Mason Kirby again?
It is, yeah. Another good return from Kirby.
So on returning duties tonight is Kirby. Good return there. Had that good kickoff return as well, breaking some tackles. It'll be a productive secondary or special teams unit for DC tonight. We'll see if their offense can keep piling on the pressure here. Chance to extend their lead from 10-6 beyond. Brosat with a wide receiver in the tight end formation. Tight end position, we'll see here. Here's the rollout by Shabazz. That's going to be good. A completion to the right to Gill. And that's going to be good for a 1st down.
Yeah, beautiful throw again from Synergy. Just off his back foot, little roll out. Fires it in between about 3 different defenders. It's a pretty impressive little throw there from Synergy. Finds Josh Gill for the 2nd time tonight, and DC starting to find their groove.
They are finding their groove as in their offset I formation. A bit of shuffling in the Baltimore defense. There's also a bit of shuffling as Lawrence Percoco moves to the left side on the offense. 10 seconds of the play clock. Finally here, it's going to be a late handoff, but late handoff? How about the defense being early at the line of scrimmage to meet him at the point of attack?
Yeah, again, Frank Smith reads that one like a book. And Alvin Mack as well and company there. This Baltimore linebacking core really good against the run. It's a better example of their abilities on defense.
Percoco really motioning everywhere all night. Shabazz Synergy will look to throw. Throws down the middle. Oh, that looked like it was in the hands of Larry Da Vinci, but just jarred loose there as Baltimore will be able to force 3rd and 12 here.
Yeah, it was gunning for the nice hands catch of the game there, Lyric Da Vinci, but couldn't quite reel it in. A bit too casual on the one-handed grab.
Needs to work on his ball securing abilities. But still, nonetheless, 3rd and 12. We've seen huge throws by Shabazz go for completion. So this is definitely an interesting situation. We'll see how Baltimore defends this. They're going to rush 4. It's going to be thrown to the left. Is that good for a 1st down? No, that was close. They'll say it's 4th and inches.
Wow, and it was almost picked by Warfield as well. It just went over his head. It's a beautiful look from Synergy.
Ooh.
See here, challenging it. Steven Mullinax didn't like the spot.
Didn't like the spot. We'll take a retroactive look into this play. Retroactive looks presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at go. Retroid.com. The initial impression to me at least was it was definitely short here. This is not the best angle actually to review that play. We're going to get a 2nd one here. Ooh, the ball did cross the line, but it wasn't his possession until it was back behind the line. The play does stand. That'll be a loss of a timeout for DC. So 4th and inches stand. They don't get the 1st down here. Failed coach challenge. I mean, I do agree that it was interesting. I don't think it was worth it, but it's gutsy nonetheless. So a first down could have kept the drive going. Is now a 44-yard attempt, field goal. Potty out to play with his second field goal of the evening, and it is good. Their lead is now up to 7, as their score is now 13-6. But hey, it's still a one-score game.
It is, but Baltimore needs to start finding some momentum on offense. They've had 2 really good drives on offense that have resulted in scores. One of them was off a turnover. So far, not doing too much to test this DC defense.
We'll finally be able to get a look once again at Baltimore's offense. Total yards today, 118 total yards for Baltimore, 152 for DC. As far as the total yardage goes, DC definitely is on the lead there. And you can see passing yards is there for Baltimore. It's just that the rushing yards has been terrible from them. Not more than 2 digits here, only 8 total rushing yards. First play of this drive here by Baltimore. They've almost always exclusively gone run in their first down plays tonight. But they're going to pass here. Wigmore. It's going to be a throw. It's going to be complete. That's a nice solid gain of 8 yards and forces second and short. Ivory Irvin with a completion.
Yeah, and that pass, Mark, is equal to the total yardage they've had on the ground tonight. The run game has not been there to this point, and see, 2nd and 2, they'll ideally run the ball just if they get a better result.
It's a run. It is the better result here. That'll eclipse the 10-yard mark for total rushing yards, and as well as the first down, as Warren Murray with a pivotal run there.
Yeah, Tom, it actually went to Warren Murray. They haven't really used him as heavily as they normally would have, but yeah.
Good stuff here. Throw, though, will be incomplete. Maxima unable to haul that in, but it looked like he was defended well there by DC's defense.
Too much pepper on that one from Jack Wigmore, trying to find his man across the middle. And he set up a 2nd and 10. No need to panic just yet.
Wigmore now thrown 11 times. Let's throw 11 times, 6 completions. That's good for 54% in the night, with a 94.1 QBR so far here in the first half. Wigmore will throw in 2nd down, and in back-to-back short step backs, they have both gone into incompletion, but this one is more of a mistiming, a result of a mistiming.
Yeah, they're not on the same page at the moment. But Wigmore and his receivers, that one again, just too much, too heavy on throw from Wigmore, and then you've got to try and convert on 3rd and long.
3rd and long here with 4 wideouts. Deep step back. Will finally throw to the right, and wide open. How did they leave Maxima wide open on the left side? He was so wide open, he had enough time to move towards the defenders.
Yeah, that one again, just it's a great cut on the route, because the safety's trying to push all the way back, and DeSantis just has to try and push back inside to make sure he doesn't break it off or anything of that nature. 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning indeed here. DC with the lead, but Baltimore with the pressure to try to tie the game. They're just down 7. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Mark Lopez. Joining me is Jacob Clear. On stats is actually Demond Simeon and, well, Jacob Clear, who's pulling double duty for us. You're joining us tonight. Well, we have an awesome game for you that's brewing up here. Baltimore trying to tie the game here. Throw by Wigmore. Man, we've seen 3 of these short step backs go nowhere in this drive for Wigmore.
Yeah, and it's not to say that it's a bad play by any means, but it just hasn't been executed the way that they normally would.
Yeah, and it seems like you've been mentioning this. It's that there's just too much juice on those throws by Wigmore, or perhaps the wide receivers are just a second late on their timing routes. Wigmore will throw deep though. Now this time it's good, and he's gonna find Ivory Irvin at around the 30-yard line of DC.
Yeah, it seems like every time Baltimore try and target the outside the numbers, they get it right. It's just those inside passes that they haven't quite been on the same page between quarterback and receiver. That time, a little post route from Ivory Irvin, good enough for a first down.
Needed an extra safety to make the tackle as the primary defender gonna get a number. Actually, had his ankles broken on that last play. But here he is in ace trips. Wigmore will look to throw another short step back, and that's another incompletion. I mean, this time it's not mistiming. I think Ivory Irvin had the ball there, but the defense was just right behind him there and jars the ball loose.
Yeah, I mean, just think how good they'd be right now if they could get those plays right. Once again, just not quite executed to the right degree.
We'll see if that's the kind of thing that will be adjusted for the second half here. But Wigmore in triple formation will throw. This time it's good. Look at that. Maxima still up. Breaks one tackle. Finally brought down, because otherwise that was just a touchdown written over it.
Again, they target outside the numbers, and Chima again gets free from his man and is able to make a really good play out of it. 22 odd yards on that occasion. It's his third catch of the game.
So of 17 of Wigmore's attempts tonight, 15 have gone to either Irvin or Chima. It's been a two-pronged attack by this passing offense. Throw here short to the left is going to be called for pass interference, it looks like. Intended target was Daily Holder. So this is going to be a defensive penalty, and Baltimore will accept.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take the man out before the ball's gotten to him.
First penalty laundry of the night will unfortunately give Baltimore even better first and goal position here at about the 1 yard line, 1.5 yard line. They really like this ace trips formation, and they're going to throw out of it. And that was close. That was actually almost, I think it was at the belly of Maxima. Or no, that wasn't Maxima, that was Irvin, I think.
Yeah, it was just not quite executed again, but great coverage from John DeSantis to get the play in there. Backs it away.
The receivers on the left in single back formation here. Wigmore throwing once again, and this time it's good. This time he finds his man, tight end Caesar Ackerman, who was incredibly strong early on in the evening, finally finds his touchdown.
Yeah, you're right. Caesar Ackerman deserved the touchdown, and he's got one here. Little short throw from Wigmore. He was wide open in the end zone, and just like that, I mean, it feels like DC's been the better team, but Baltimore are going to tie it up here.
Do you know that that was only his 16th touchdown in 5 seasons? Caesar Ackerman starting to rack up touchdowns in the tight end position, and what a time to get it in a pivotal game to tie the game late in the first half. What a drive by by Baltimore, and what a game we're having tonight, Jacob.
Yeah, it's a great game. It certainly met the expectations that I had. We were in for a good second half.
Both teams, as far as offense go, total numbers in the league, both of them sitting atop the top 10. Baltimore 4th overall in points per game, DC 8th overall in points per game. So scoring-wise, they're just about meeting their season average, right? 13 in the first half. And, assuming things stay equal in the second half, we're expecting maybe 26 points apiece, by the end of the fourth quarter. But defensively, Baltimore is allowing 24 points per game. DC is allowing 17 points per game. They've already allowed 13 against Baltimore. Baltimore is the one at least against DC's defense, is breaking all expectations. But DC now, with 50 seconds left in the first half, trying to see if they can put a little bit of more points there towards the end of the second quarter. We'll see how aggressive they get here. Well, they go for the run. It's a run down the middle. It was good early on. A little swim move by Stellar will pick up 4 yards. Stellar has been having a solid night tonight.
Yeah, he absolutely has. He's probably been the strongest runner out of anyone on the field tonight, oddly, which, again, talking about Kevin Say, that probably is unfamiliar territory for him.
Here's a handoff with about 20 seconds left on the clock. It's not good enough for a first down. I think it looks like they're going to concede the rest of the quarter and go in the locker room with the score tied up.
Yeah, and there's no harm in doing that at this point. You've had a really good half on offense. The score's a tie, but I think the home team's been slightly better than Baltimore has, but it should be a really good second half. Ooh.
Out of that formation, that is a toss to Stellar going nowhere, and that, I think, will mark the end of the first half. Yes, it will. So after 2 frames in the regulation, the game is tied 13-13. Not only is it a 1-score game, it's a 0-score game. Welcome back, everyone, to the halftime show here. What do you think of that game so far, Jacob?
Entertaining, Mark. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Really good football. Great standard of football. Both teams' passing attacks are on point at the moment. Irvin's doing his usual thing outside, and Baltimore just need to clean up their inside passes at the moment. They play really well outside of the numbers. They try and fix up those outside passes, and DC needs to just keep at it and keep doing what they're doing, and a couple of defensive stops could blow this one open.
They did have a solid defensive stretch there against Baltimore, where they forced Baltimore to a punt, and then they scored a field goal, and then unfortunately Baltimore, a drive later, goes 73 yards for the 1-yard touchdown. But it is an entertaining game. I agree, Jacob. It's entertaining not only because of how the game's going, but I think the implications of this game is in the back of everyone's minds. So Baltimore hopeful, DC fans all at the edge of their seat as both of these 2 teams trying to stay atop of their division and atop the playoff leaderboards. Second half, DC will get the ball. They're going to be returning it all the way. Nice return here all the way to the 33-yard line, and we'll see, do you expect any adjustments here for DC out of the half?
No, you wouldn't think so. And man, Mason Kirby's been doing a really good job on returns tonight. Another strong one straight up the middle. Got through the first wave of defenders and just creates an extra 5 or 6 yards of field position.
Mason Kirby tonight has no targets, but hey, he's been incredible on special teams. Has been providing plenty of yardage there as well. Here's a handoff in the first play of the game. Looked like a draw. That is was that to Kevin Say? Yes, it was to Kevin Say. That is about a 2-yard carry.
Yeah, I do like that delayed handoff, but so does Baltimore's defense once again. Frank Smith reads that perfectly up the middle.
No deep coverage, it looks like, for Baltimore. Man coverage here, and that is incomplete. Shabazz Synergy unable to find the receiver in 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and now you've got a 3rd and long to try and make up for it. He just overthrew that one and probably wasn't on either.
So, second half, it's the first 3rd and long for Shabazz Synergy here and company. And they pull out the bunch formation for the first time tonight here. Synergy will throw down the middle, and that is good. What a huge catch hauled in by Lyric Da Vinci for catch number 2 in the evening.
Yeah, Lyric Da Vinci, 2 catches now, up over 50 yards on the night. He's had a really good couple of catches early on, and that gets the drive moving.
So we are now in Baltimore side of the field once again. So they have more often than not been in Baltimore's side of the field almost every single drive here. DC lining up in three wideouts formation, but will hand it off instead down the middle. That's going to go nowhere. Not with a lead blocker. It's going to be tough running down the middle.
And once again, it's Frank Smith who reads the play beautifully. Just gets to his spot right up the middle, make sure Say doesn't get past the line of scrimmage.
Something about those, stretch spread formations. You don't have a fullback. You expect runs to be on the outside. Here's a run instead down the middle by Say. Picks up first down in one go. And you were saying about how Baltimore was reading the run play, but individual effort this time as Say breaks a few tackles to get where he is now.
Yeah, and it's easily his best run of the night, now up over 40 yards on his 10 touches, so the stat line looks a little bit more nice for Kevin Say, but that was a really good run. Hard-nosed running to the outside, gets through a couple of defenders.
So this ground game has been working really well for DC. Total of over 80 yards now, including synergy zone rushes. Synergy with the late handoff here. That's going to go for about 2 yards. So, I mean, this time visually looked like it was better executed, but not fooling Baltimore enough for a huge game.
Troy Lowshaw getting up into the box there to make sure he doesn't break free. They've done a really good job at reading the run tonight.
Bunch formation again, this time in 2nd and 8. Just inside the 30-yard line. And the throw deep, it's picked off. What an interception. And will this be broken for pick 6? No. What a play by defense Alvin Mack in time, at the right time and place for that pick, Jacob.
And guess what, Mark? He's got 2 tonight, Alvin Mack, and it's not quite as impressive as the first one, but it's still a really good play. Off his back foot, picks that one off, and as you said, almost broke it free for even more. But a huge result for Baltimore. That DC drive was starting to look pretty good, and they go out and snuff it.
So a majority of DC's, successful progression have been through the ground, peppered with some passing, but Baltimore makes them pay with an interception. Wigmore finally throw down the middle. Ooh, that could have been a nice completion, but DeSantis able to prevent the completion from happening.
Yeah, good coverage. He's been good as well tonight, John DeSantis, as usual. He's one of the more consistent players in this DC secondary.
With 2nd and 10, they have a solid field position here because of that interception at their 31-yard line. Wigmore has split spread formation, so 3 wideouts. It's going to be a handoff down the middle. That run down the middle is good for about 5 yards. Warren Murray will pick up that 5 in 3rd and 5 now.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to clock into that run game because it's going to be the key to their success in this second half.
They have a total of just under 25 yards in the evening. I mean, that's actually including the sack yards. Ooh, deflected on the line there. So Wigmore will have to punt the ball in their first offensive drive of the second half.
It was actually Jadubi-Do, I think, he got forward and made that deflection. It wasn't actually one of the linemen. They had a corner, pushed up into the line and bats it away.
That's incredible. Jadubi-Do finding himself all the way from the quarterback, as you mentioned. We'll get that, so that's going to count as a pass deflection for them. That'll be number 4 in the season. Jadubi-Do with an interesting play there on the line. And looking at Synergy's last 10 pass attempts, I mean, he has a touchdown there, but the interception as well, marring what would have been a nice final 10 attempts for him. But we'll see if that final 10 attempts will change in the next few moments. The game is still tied 13-13, and 3 minutes, 15 seconds have already passed in the second half here. So first play out of the twin formation, Stellar will get the handoff, running to the outside for a 4-yard pickup. He is the best rusher so far as total yards go. Well, second only to Kevin Say, but he had that 19-yard carry early on in this game. Another play here, another late handoff by DC, this time read well by Baltimore's defense, once again stopped on the line.
Yeah, Frank Smith and Alvin Mack are just going to town at the moment on this DC offense. They've been outstanding tonight.
Alvin Mack and company, incredible stuff defensively here, at least in the run game. Pressure was coming against Synergy here on the rollout, but that meant that the pass was errant, pass was deflected, and falls incomplete.
Yeah, not quite his best moment there. Shabazz Synergy just tried a little too hard to get that one through the air.
So back-to-back punts by either team will be, so now 4 scoreless drives by both teams in the second half. We'll see if finally Baltimore will be able to put points on the board here. Thank you everyone for joining us today. The 2024 SFL convention is headed to South Shore Harbor Resort in League City, Texas, just out of Houston, July 12th to 14th, featuring live games, flag football, a golf tournament, tailgate, pool party, and more. For all the convention details, visit simulationfl.net/news/convention to reserve your room, see the event schedule, and more. Baltimore back on the field here. They're once again at their 31-yard line, although previously unable to do anything much out of it. He's going to throw down the middle this time, just off the fingertips of his receiver. I believe the intended receiver was Caesar Ackerman. That is his first incompletion towards Ackerman tonight.
It's good though, they're trying to find Caesar Ackerman. Normally, again, he kind of falls away from their game planning, but tonight has been very productive.
I mean, tonight with 43 yards and 3 completions, productive. Average-wise, 14.3. That's productive. More targets to him would probably be in order. Well, Wigmore will throw, and will throw straight to the defender here, Jacob. And look at this.
Gone.
It's just it. Yeah, he's just gone. That's just 6 on the board off of a pick 6. What a way to turn things around here.
Jason Strongbow, look out. We've got linebacker interceptions all over the shop here, Mark. And this one goes back for 6 points. It's a shocker from Jack Wigmore. Poor execution from the Baltimore offense. And he's just showed some toe to get back to the house. And there you go. That's a huge turning point in the game.
Yeah, early on in this game, Jacob, you were talking about mis-execution per execution of the short step backs, his timings on his receiver. This one was definitely a missed timing. He throws somewhere where his receiver was already way far away from where he's meant to be. So now 4 straight incompletions from Wigmore, capped off by the interception. 3 for 10 in his last 10 attempts. Wigmore is looking to struggle in the second half. DC, whatever the adjustments they made defensively in the second half, looking very good. But we'll see if Baltimore has anything to say about that. They'll return it all the way to their 27-yard line. In this matchup against Baltimore and DC, they face each other a total of 10 times. You mentioned this, Jacob. The last 3 meetings between these two teams decided by only a single point. But as far as those 10 meetings go, Baltimore has the advantage 8-2. You think DC will be able to pull one over Baltimore tonight?
It's the progression of the game certainly looks like that's the case, but Baltimore needs to shake that error off big time.
We'll see what they do to shake it off. They'll start with the run game. Well, that'll definitely shake it off. You start by pushing things through the ground, get that going. It's good for 3 yards. We'll give you a game update from Cam from the other game. What do you have, Cam?
Thanks, Mark. Jacksonville and Louisiana off of a Revolution turnover. This is a Kings touchdown for the first time in 10 quarters. O.J. Bruin to Kingston Ellington. They're all tied at 10 in the third in Florida. Back to you in D.C.
Another close game going on there on the other side of the broadcast. Folks, if you're joining us tonight, we got a full slate of games for you tonight. 2 more games later after this slate of 2 games. But don't pull your eyes away from this one. Baltimore trying to answer back after the pick 6. Well, the ground game is looking good here in this drive, Jacob.
Yeah, Warren Murray gets some space up the middle, picks up a first down. That's what they've been looking for. Nice game.
So he picks up a first down here. As far as rushing yards per game, they are number 6 with 120 total rushing yards for Baltimore. But really, it's been their passing game, and that's been their highlight all season. As Wigmore will roll out, Wigmore had to throw it and dump it to the outside here. That is good for only a 1-yard completion.
I'm not sure if we got a complete 1-yard completion out of that. It seemed like he went backwards, but there you go. Jackson Strongbow been around for a minute. That's his first pick 6.
Wow. Well, Jason Strongbow contributing to the scoring with that pick 6. So not only was it his first, it's a pivotal one as well. Baltimore here, 2nd and 9, and their 40-yard line with 3 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the third. Wigmore will receive 4 rushing to him, but that's enough time to throw to Irvin down the middle of the field.
Yeah, Irvin going against the bigger body there, Declan O'Rourke,
Nice.
and he wings out, gets the completion there, and that's what we've kind of been hoping that Baltimore would start to get right, was those passes across the middle. It's a nice completion.
Demond Sim is on point on stats tonight with Irvin 5 receptions and 90 yards in the evening. This time it's a handoff once again to Warren Murray, who picks up only 1 yard after that handoff.
Declan O'Rourke back-to-back tackles that time. Gets the better of the Baltimore offense.
I-twins formation here. It's going to be a throw this time. Wigmore will at least be able to let the ball go before being brought to the ground. That was both a dangerous throw and a dangerous hit. Could have gotten Wigmore injured out of that play.
Yeah, he got hit. Definitely from Darryl Bullock there. Coverage sack, it was almost. Good awareness there from Wigmore to get it out of his hands, but not into a dangerous area.
Wigmore has a bunch of receivers to his left, but will roll out to the right and throw to the right, but that is good. Another completion. So in 3rd down situations this drive, they have been on the money. This time it's Daly Holder with his first catch of the night.
Yeah, another nice read from Wigmore. Just finds a man who's running in motion. Somehow that defender there didn't get a play on the ball, and it finds its way through. Wigmore starting to find his men.
Wigmore has been just middle of the road as far as total completions, attempts, yards, and percentage, but is number 2 in the league in touchdowns. So get him to some scoring position, and he's going to find a way to score on you. They're now at the 32-yard line of DC. They're going to start with play on the ground, but that's going to go nowhere, as it looks like Warren Murray got held up by his lineman.
He did, and Declan O'Rourke again all over it. His 2 middle linebackers have been going shot for shot on either side of the ball.
2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's ace strips. They're going to throw out of this, and that was well defended. Looks like it deflected off of his receiver's hands, but it's an incompletion, and 3rd and long once again.
Yeah, Josh Vasquez, the veteran, has had a quiet night, but that's a much-needed play, and now means that Baltimore have to convert from 3rd and long again.
Here's that same bunch formation where they got the first down from. Previously, it was a rollout. This time, it's a deep step back. DC rushes 5, and that's just enough for Chima to get the opening, the target, and the reception.
Yeah, great call, Mark, and that's a lovely throw from Wigmore. Just, again, splits the DC defenders. There's 2 in the area around Mac Chima. Couldn't quite find enough room to get in between the ball. And Baltimore, again, comfortable on 3rd down.
Once again, Baltimore here. They've been here a few times tonight in the red zone. 1 touchdown, 2 field goals. Throw to the outside to Irvin, unable to stay inbounds. It's still a 7-yard completion, and that's still going to push them ever closer to the end zone.
Yeah, and look, it's nice and comfortable again. And you're not taking any adverse risks here. It's a nice little throw to the outside, finds his main man.
Here we go now. And their Joker's set, the offset eye. It'll be a handoff and the carry down the middle. Oh my goodness. T-Roy Gaines finally gets a carry and the first down. And what a time to get it. It puts them at 1st and goal as well.
And he hasn't had much love tonight. T-Roy Gaines hasn't had a whole lot of production, hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities, but makes the most of that one there and picks up enough for the first down. And they're at goal to go.
About 5 yards to go. Wigmore, since throwing that pick 6, has gone 5 for 7. But here's a pitch to the outside. Unable to go anywhere. Hubba Kimbrell, I think it was just about 0 yards there.
Yeah, may have picked up 1 on that occasion.
Maybe.
Good tackle made by John DeSantis.
Let's see what Wigmore decides to do here. They are in their Joker set here. It'll be a handoff, run down the middle, and nice tackle. What a tackle in the middle. That was Jason Strongbow with another huge play for his team's defense.
Yeah, trying to own the night. Jason Strongbow now at 66th tackle. And sets up Baltimore now to try and convert from 2 yards out.
Offset eye Jokers once again. Handoff once again. Tackled once again. And I think there's Strongbow involved there. John Gary involved in the tackle. O'Rourke credited as well. And they stood strong at the end of the third quarter, preventing a would-be touchdown against Baltimore. Guys, that's the end of the third. We'll be right back.
Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you very much, Curtis, for reading our rates to us. That is great. It is a third quarter. This is the SFL. We are in week 13. And because we are in week 13 for most teams, it's the last 2 games of the season. Every game result counts. So Baltimore here forced a field goal that'll push them to 16-20. Still a 1-score game here tonight.
Yeah, and they got a really good goal line stop there, DC. That could be a pivotal moment in the game as we wind down this fourth quarter.
Full frame of regulation to go here. Fourth quarter is on the way. Baltimore will need to force a stop here to get a chance at scoring again here. Otherwise, DC will look to extend the lead. Mason Kirby, solid return here, and will force a flag. But against who? Okay, so unfortunately for DC, that solid return going to have to be pushed back about 10 more yards. So they'll start at their 14-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, there's not
okay,
much
yeah.
there.
A little bit of unnecessary extra oomph on that hit there. Look at the numbers up on your left side of the screen. 17 first downs gained to 8. So as far as getting first downs, Baltimore has been dominating, but I guess DC has just been moving in chunks tonight, but you also got to consider that pick 6. Here they go, and they're split pro offense, it looks like. It's a handoff. Broken tackle, leaping over the defender, and many nice little things happening that results in this 8-yard carry.
Yeah, Stella's been stellar tonight. No pun intended, but he almost broke that one completely. We could have been saying bye-bye to Chuck Stella. Instead, it's another good tackle from Frank Smith to prevent a big play.
Frank Smith with 67 total tackles before tonight, adding more to his total. Here's another quarterback again, finally stopped for the first time ever in the evening. I mean, you show that for the third time, they're going to have something ready for that for sure.
Yeah, and another time where they probably telegraphed that play call a little bit, Mark, I wonder.
Maybe they did, but this time they're going to hand it off, and that's good enough for a first down. Kevin Say pouring on the pressure with another huge carry. I believe that's carry number 10 or 11 by the halfback. Carry number 11 total. 12, it seems. Nearing 50 yards in the night. Shabazz able to throw in the face of pressure and throws almost another interception.
Yeah, risky because it was really almost targeted towards Troy Lowshaw, and luckily he just wasn't quite ready for it.
Something about the defense of Baltimore, they often find themselves in the right position at the right time. But this time, lucky for Shabazz, synergy that just becomes an incompletion. He's going to line up with split twins here. He's going to hand the ball off down the middle. I believe that was Sam Harrison, who has seen the ball only 5 times before that. That's only carry number 6, averaging under 3 yards a carry for tonight. That's going to force 3rd and long for Shabazz Synergy. Here we go. He has 4 wideouts, 3 bunched to the right there. Throws to the right side. Oh, my goodness. Baltimore could have had a play on that ball there. Jacob, I believe number 23, jumped to try to force that interception.
Yeah, another great play from Baltimore's defense gets a stop, and just feel like the momentum might be swinging slightly in their favor.
Despite the lead that DC is trying to nurse here, a 4-point lead, they're actually offensively scoreless in the second half. An interception and 2 punts now, right? So Baltimore really has everything momentum-wise on their table. They got to try to overcome that pick 6 early in the second half. So we'll see here what they do here in their 31-yard line after that punt. 20-16. Total yards second half, 75 for Baltimore, 55 for DC here. Baltimore will be able to stretch that number with the first throw. What a catch! What a play by Ivory Irvin. I'm going to give that the nice hands catch of the game. We're going to see a replay of that. That's the nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23. And if I didn't know any better, I thought Ivory Irvin was trying to catch his own Retroid handheld with that incredible catch. He pushes them to the midfield here. Handoff here. That's going to go nowhere. Great tackling by Strongbow. He has been the star here, Jacob, of DC's defense.
He has, and again, didn't think he actually got forward progress there, Albert Kimbrell, but give him a couple of yards.
7 total tackles, 2 for loss. an interception, which was the pick six, and a sack for Strongbow. Oh, but they leave Kimbrell open. Sorry, that's not Kimbrell. That's Warren Murray open down the middle for a first down obtaining run.
Yeah, pretty simple game planning there from Baltimore. Just send him up the middle, good blocking from the front line. Looked like the tackle Ray Arnold got a really good split there on his opposite man and prevented that from going forward.
Murray still 30 total yards and 11 carries. Here's another handoff down the middle. That's going to go nowhere. How about Kimbrell with their 5th carry of the evening? That's going to push them to just over 15 yards. Was that Hubba Kimbrell? That's either Hubba Kimbrell or Enzo Bolt on the carry, it looks like.
Yeah, imagine it was Hubba.
But here they go. 2nd and 8, offset eye Jokers. They're going to give it to Warren Murray, who picks up another solid, let's say, 5 yards.
Yeah, it was a good run. Just made sure that he got enough progress going forward that now third and short is attainable. See what they draw up.
All right, split pro formation in 3rd and 4. Wigmore electing to pass here. 5 rushing, and that's complete. Nice throw to the outside to Ivory Irvin. Ivory Irvin now over 100 yards. Actually, prior to that catch, already eclipsed over 100 yards. Look at that, 269 total for Wigmore, 133 for Ivory Irvin, and 15 targets, 8 receptions. Irvin has been balling tonight. So they're going to motion T-Roy Gaines from fullback to the line. Then perhaps that extra blocker could have helped there, leading to this tackle for loss instead.
Yeah, and look, it's not to say that DC is sort of out of the game at the moment, but it feels like Baltimore have got this one right where they want it.
They have the ball with 5 minutes to go, with a chance to get the lead here. Pitch to the outside. That's not going to be good enough for Hubba Kimbrell. It's 3rd and 7. So 3rd and long here for Baltimore, Wigmore and company. But look at where they are. Jacob, they're inside the 15 of DC.
Yeah, so worst case scenario, you get a field goal here. Don't take any unnecessary risks.
They bunch up on the right. Wigmore rolls on the left. Good blocking down. Good protection, but unable to find his receiver downfield as DC's defense holds strong again.
Absolutely, and if it hasn't been Strongbow, it's been O'Rourke who really carried this DC defense against a desperate defense from Declan O'Rourke to throw a hand out and get the deflection. It means that this is going to be a chip shot relative for Shark Tarkington. He's 4th of the night, and means that it's going to be a one-score game for the last 5 minutes.
Has been a one-score game. Here's the kick to put and cut the lead to 1, 19-20. What a incredible defensive effort by DC, who despite finding themselves in their own red zone twice in a row, Jacob, both times it's been forcing a field goal. I mean, let's remind you, ladies and gentlemen, the last drive by Baltimore, they were at the 1 yard line, and it was a defensive stop at the 1 yard line. So with DC's defense holding strong here, their offense has one job really, is to put points on the board. Finally, in the second half, they are still scoreless. At least on the offensive side of the board, Mason Kirby will return this to their 28-yard line.
Yeah, we'll see how DC approaches this drive. They've been stifled for most of this second half on offense. So big time of the game here.
So we'll see who will be able to make those big-time plays. They're going to need their big-time players to do so here, but they're going to start here with their offset eye. They're going to spread it out here with Percoco moving to the outside. Shabazz will throw towards Percoco's way. A little too much mustard on that throw. Too far for Percoco to try to catch.
Yeah, just a bit too big. I overhit that one, a slight touch, and unfortunately means that I now have to have another crack here. But just hasn't quite found Lauren Percoco tonight, Shabazz Sanji.
She was open there for a moment, unfortunately overthrown. Little shift here by the offense. Percoco once again shifting around here. Rushing 6. Synergy will throw to Percoco. She's wide open. She has all the space. 20 yards to go. 10, 5, put 6 on the board. Lauren Percoco scores her second touchdown of the evening.
Oh man, Mark, I reckon she did that just despite me. I just said that Laura Percoco struggled to get the targets from Shabazz Synergy tonight, and that time just gets a perfectly placed pass. Beats Giovanni Bolt one-on-one, and she's gone. See you later, Laura Percoco. That's a huge play. Visually 72 yards on the touchdown reception, and that blows the game open again.
Shabazz Synergy might have been struggling to find Percoco in the second half, but you only need one. And Percoco gets 101 total receiving yards in the night off of that huge touchdown. Once again, would have been another box ticked off my bingo sheet, a 50-plus yard touchdown. What a play by DC. They flip the script back to Baltimore, who find themselves now on more than a one-score game. It's now a 2-score game. Or technically, it's a 1-score game. It's 8 points. All right, Baltimore with the ball back with 4 minutes to go, so barely had any time to rest here by the offense.
That's a good point, because it means that Baltimore's offense didn't get much time to sit on the bench and sort of regroup. They now have to go straight back to it and try and salvage this.
They have scored field goals on their last 2 scoring trips. They need a touchdown and a 2-point attempt to tie the game up. Throw by Wigmore finds the receiver's helmet, but that's not a catch. Ivory Irvin unable to come away with the completion there.
Yeah, I think it may have been targeted towards Ivory Irvin, but in the end, Jackson Roberts kind of had it smashed against the back of his helmet. Not quite what Wigmore had in mind.
So Wigmore here once again. Remember, 4 minutes to go. A little bit of urgency will be their plan of action here. Perhaps DC expecting a pass. They're going to rush 5. So Wigmore dumps it off down the middle. That's good for a 7-yard completion there. And they're going to find themselves 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's a fine play there, because they've been really good on 3rd down tonight. So Wigmore draws up this time in a little short situation.
They have been decent in 3rd down. At least in the second half, 4 for 7. Not as good in the first half, 1 for 5. Here we go. Well, that, as you mentioned, incredible in 3rd down in the second half here. Murray once again picking up 1st down off a huge carry by him.
Yeah, again, just simple football from Baltimore. I'll try and hurry it up a bit here.
Here's Wigmore trying to throw down the field. That's incomplete. So 2nd and 10. Intended target once again is Irvin on that one.
Incomplete. It was almost picked. That time, John DeSantis almost had a play on that one. Just a little bit too low for him as it was.
They've moved only maybe 12 yards in this drive total. Wigmore looking to throw down the middle. Another incompletion. Another good defense by DC. Tonight, the SFL Week 13 scramble for the playoffs continue as Pacific rivals Seattle and Vancouver face off at 9 p.m. Eastern for top of their division. Denver Nightwings also host Motor City V8s at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We also got more SFL action tomorrow, starting with a marquee matchup between the top 2 teams, Canton and Florida, as well as Portland and Queen City, followed by Houston and Arizona, as well as Mexico and Alabama. Here's Wigmore trying to throw it deep in one go, and he gets it. He was trying to go for a home run play, and he gets one there. 158 yards reception by Irvin now, and they're going to go in their hurry-up offense. Quads, left formation, Irvin. This time throwing to the right. They had to play. DC had to play on defense there, tried to take the ball away, but it's no good. Still going here by Wigmore. They're going to go for this one. Wigmore throws deep, and that is incomplete. Tried to find Irvin at the 10-yard line, but well defended by Dragons. That was John DeSantis on the deflection.
Yeah, Wigmore must have liked what he saw downfield when he hit Irvin on that first play, going in the no huddle pretty early in the late stages of this game. Got a good result out of it, though.
Triple formation. Wigmore and company. It's a pass play. That is good. That was reading completion all day there. They're going to go once again back to their hurry up here. Machima on the previous reception. Wigmore will throw this time to the right, and that's going for a touchdown. They're now only 2 points away and tying this ball game up.
Daly Holder, only second catch of the game, but boy, is that a huge one for Baltimore. Went no huddle again. Once again, Wigmore says, I like what I'm seeing here from this DC defense. And he just, again, splits the numbers. Now, Mark, do you go for two?
That's a tough question because you only got 2 minutes 51. I mean, we'll see what they do. I wouldn't fault them.
It's yes.
They are, yes. I wouldn't fault them here. Even if they don't get it, their defense have only allowed one score by DC. They have a chance even if they don't get this. Handoff here. They get stopped. They don't get the 2-point conversion stop at the line, but they do it with the backup fullback as the ball carrier.
Yeah, again, interesting play call, not using a T-Roy Gaines or a Warren Murray on that occasion, who would normally be a lot better in a goal line situation. You almost got it. Quite though. We'll see how DC responds.
We saw there a few seconds ago the last end of Wigmore. Prior to that, we saw that he went for 3 for 10, including the pick 6. And now his last 10 looking a little better. That touchdown to cap his 5 for 10 throwing attempts for Wigmore. So now it's the offense. Sorry, the defense's turn to try to make something happen. Force a punt here. You got all your timeouts. You got to do some magic here. Give the ball back to Wigmore. Well, you're going to start there with the quarterback hit, forcing an incompletion.
Yeah, that is a very good start. Make sure you don't let Shabazz get the ball downfield. I'd be almost inclined to start running it here if I were DC. Try and take off as much clock as you can. But, yeah, interesting decision time.
DC, non-surprised they go in a heavy formation, trying to run the ball here. Trying to drain the clock, so to speak. Run down the middle. That's a lot of yards. That's a lot of yards by Say. He picks up 7, and it's 3rd and 3. That might be close enough, and try to force a first down.
Yeah, that was the exact right call in that situation. I think they would have preferred to have called that on first down, not second down, because they've still got to convert here on 3rd and short.
Ace formation. Where are you going to go, left or right? He's got tight ends at either side for extra blocking on the run play. It's going to pass here, Jacob. Shabazz throws and it's complete. What a gutsy play, and it completes to Percoco.
Yeah, clutches anything, Laura Percoco. Beautiful route on the outside. Gets separation from Troy Lowshaw. And just, again, too strong downfield. One-on-one. She's so difficult to beat one-on-one.
Off of that catch, we find ourselves in the 2-minute warning. DC are only up 2 points, but they're trying to put this ball game away. Just a few first downs away from victory and claiming the coveted 4th spot in the playoff race. First play of this set of first downs is the handoff to Stellar. One of the tougher runs by Stellar. They're going to force the first timeouts of Baltimore.
Yeah, but again, expect that from them now. They're going to try and make Baltimore burn these timeouts, and you don't really want to throw an incompletion here on second down to give them an extra clock stop.
Very heavy set by DC here. Oh, but they're going to have maybe one extra defender lighten up the front defensive line of Baltimore. Baltimore reacts. It's a pitch to the outside. Stellar breaks one tackle. Step forward. Stellar's still up, and I mean, he moves out of bounds. That saves Baltimore a clock stoppage.
Yeah, Mark, that's one of my favourite plays in this league is that little fullback toss to the outside out of an offset eye package, because it is so quick out of the gate. It's so hard to read as a defense when you're expecting it to be palmed off to one of the running backs, and instead it gets a little toss play to the edge, and he blows straight past the tackle there and picks up a good chunk of yardage.
Offset eye jokers this time. This time offset to the left side. It's a handoff here. The halfback. Say still up. Say gets the first down. And I think Say will have the final say in this game. Baltimore still with one final timeout here. But time's a ticking.
Desperation from Kevin Say to keep that alive. It looked like it was going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and he just did enough. Spun out of the tackle, got the first down.
Heavy does the running here from DC. We'll see if Baltimore can force a turnover. Oh, but they're going to throw. They're going to throw here. I mean, the clock's still going, and that's going to force their final timeout, but that's a sack there. Interesting play by DC.
Yeah, took a gamble there on that occasion. Still forces Baltimore to call their final timeout, but Nate Brown there gets on the inside and just plants Shabazz on the ground.
One thing it does is it pushes them further away from field goal range, which if they kick a field goal, the lead would be 5, which is more than a field goal for Baltimore. Handoff, Stellar running from the big man. We'll pick up, let's say, 6 yards on that one, and it's 3rd and 6 here. No timeouts for Baltimore. They got to get out of the field here in this one play.
Yeah, they're only going to give him 4 on that occasion. Bit unlucky for Chuck Stellar. Now they got to throw here on 3rd down.
Coco is on the line. Will shift from left to right. I mean, she's showing pass protection, but really she's going to be a receiver here for Shabazz Synergy all the way to the 5. Trying to milk the clock as much as they can here. It's a handoff to the right. It's extra run blocking. It's good enough. He's gone and done it here. Jacob Kevin Say closes the game out with the carry of a lifetime.
Well, this is a brilliant play call, Mark, from Stephen Melanax. They caught them off guard there, trying to force him into thinking that Shabazz was going to drop back. Instead, hands it off to his lead back, and Kevin Say does the rest. And that is it. Game, set, bingo. DC gets their 9th win of the season at the Coliseum.
And with Baltimore falling to 6-5, that's a bunch of teams in the middle of the league, Jacob, with a 6-5 record and a 5-5 record. They're now going to have to wrestle with that very precarious playoff race in the middle of the league. The weekend of games cap off on Monday as Cam and Mike break down the weekend. That was an SFL this week. Get you most up-to-date playoff scenarios, followed by the 4-6 Atlanta Swarm game. Heading down to Minnesota. Sorry. You can fit Minnesota, face Minnesota. But that's the end of this ball game. Gonna have the winner of this ball game, DC, 27, winning by a slight margin, able to hang on against Baltimore's furious potential comeback here. But Jacob, this incredible matchup deserves a ball game. Who are you gonna give it to?
Well, a sensational game, Mark, and really a terrific matchup. And it's DC's 3rd win over Baltimore. They've played this matchup now 11 times, and they've finally broken a bit of a duck here. But I think it's pretty straightforward. I give it to Jason Strongbow. I know we had some really impressive offensive performances, I should say. But that pick six was probably what won them the game tonight. So I think it's got to be Jason Strongbow.
I would also give him my ball player of the ball game. A close second would be Kevin Say, who at the last quarter clutched it out, including a few key carries, 2 first downs in that final drive to finally punch the ball in and end the ball game. But folks, that is it for us in this game. We still got a couple more games to go tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern. Don't go away. Keep yourselves tuned in for more SFL action. But that's it for me and Jacob Clear, DR Sim, and Cameron Irvine in the production booth. Have a good night, everyone. See you later.